In this exercise in Microsoft Word, I'd like to show you how you can use the mouse and the toolbar to quickly add a border to one or more sides of any paragraph in your document. In order to do that, what we need to do is have the Home tab available to us, and then we're going to be in the Paragraph section of our ribbon. I'm going to click anywhere in the first header paragraph here that says Last Month's Progress. I'm going to click the down arrow. The four most common places for a border are bottom, and when I hold the mouse over it, you see the impact of that command live on your screen, top, left, and right. So let's just do a bottom border for now. And there's a nice simple way of changing the border. Now when you do that, the little box up here, if you can look carefully, remembers your last command. So if I want a bottom border on this paragraph, I don't have to use my drop down. I can click here. Or if I want a bottom border on this paragraph, I click here and it remembers my last command. Another nice one you'll use quite a bit will be no border. So if I click there, it will clear any borders I've assigned to the paragraph. And likewise, if I click up here and just click the box, it clears all of them out. Very nice feature. Let me show you a couple other options you have. You have one here, we'll click on this paragraph for fun, and we have one that says outside borders or all borders. All borders will apply perhaps when you have a group of cells in your Word document. Right now with a single paragraph and no breaks inside it, you can't see the difference between these two, or this one here in particular. But the most common are bottom, top, left, right, and outside, and none. Let me show you a different way to even be more flexible in use of your borders. I'm clicking here on my next month's projections, and instead of clicking any of these, I'm going to go to the bottom of the menu to Borders and Shadings. This opens a menu that I use a lot. Now in Borders and Shadings, it gives me several options that we're going to look at in this lesson. Here's my pretend paragraph. I can choose the style of the border, the color, and the width. For example, if I click on the top, it assigns this style, this color, which is black, and this width to that. If I want to make that slightly thicker, I just choose a slightly thicker option here, and then I re-click on the border, and now it's assigned it a darker one. To turn this off, I just click off. So I can click on and off as many times as I want, and it just turns my borders on and off. I can also say I don't want a solid line, I'd like a dotted line. And let's say I want the dotted line to be maybe a dark blue, and I want it to be a little bit thicker, maybe 3 points. I will assign it here. Let's see what it looks like, and that's what it looks like when I assign it to that particular paragraph. So we have many options when we use this kind of style. I'm going to turn this back to automatic, and we'll turn this back to half of a point. And I want to show you one that I use quite a bit. I'm going to drag down a little bit. I have a double line, a triple line, then they have a wide line with a narrow line below it, or a narrow line above it, or sandwich between two narrow lines. Let's choose this one. We'll click over here, and I'll click OK. I like the way this looks. I use this one or one of those three quite a bit in my documents. And if you, again, are in a color system and you're going to print or view this in color, a nice way you can add a little pizzazz is go ahead and click on this. You click on it to override it. You reassign a color to it, and now I have a kind of a purple line underneath. Very nice way to work with borders. Let me show you a little bit about another option there, which is called Shades. We're going to click on the same down arrow. We're going to do the Borders and Shading option, bring up my full menu, and then click on Shading. Now the fill color is set to none, and the style is set to clear, which means no shade at all. So if I want a slight shade in a black and white environment, it'll give me shades of gray. Let's say 10%. I click on OK, and now my paragraph is shaded. Let's assume I'm in another section in the document, and I want to shade that. We'll click back to our menu. We'll go back to the Shading tab, and I will click, instead of changing my style or pattern, I'm going to change my color here. We'll take maybe a lighter orange there. I don't want it too dark to cover all the text. I click on OK, and there I have something that stands out, either on the screen or on the color printer for shades. So it gives you some simple options. You can go into more depth there, but those are a few. Let me add one more before we go. I'm going to click in the bottom paragraph and then do borders and shading. And in borders, I'm going to click on shadow. Now it begins to shadow my border with a thicker border on the right and on the bottom. I'm going to increase the thickness of this so you can see something else. It also offsets it just a little bit. So if I click here, now I have a shaded box with a bit of an offset accent on 2 of the 4 sides. So you can use all these combinations to add emphasis in your documents in Microsoft Word.
Sometimes it's useful to put a line or border around one or more sides of a paragraph, and Microsoft Word makes that very easy. It also gives you ways to change the look and feel of that object. I'm Jim from the Sharper Turtle. If you found this tutorial helpful, we'd like to ask you to like us if you would, make any comments you wish, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be up to date on new lessons as we roll them out for your benefit. Thank you so much.